Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So let's move forward with our part 3 of personality development of child.
This section is about principles of training and developing child's personality.
Let's take Quran as our ultimate reference. You can read these verses. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. The attribute of Prophet mentioned in the Quran is Raufur Rahim, and he has been told that had you been harsh with your companions, they would have dispersed from around you. So the principle of team building. What comes out very clearly is mercy. Children should not detect the least bit of harshness in the adults around them. That's the message which comes out clearly, but unfortunately, we adults are not doing that.
Our Prophet has set a very good example of love and compassion for children. Hazrat Anas said, I have never seen anyone more merciful to children than the Prophet. ﷺ.
Prophet has in fact set very good examples in dealing with children. He used to give ride to Hassan and Hussein, his grandsons, and he said, "The best riders are you, and the best camel is yours." And let's be mindful that his age at that time was late 50s when he was doing it, and he used to do it in front of everybody. So Prophet even asked the children for race, he gave them gifts, he gave them new fruits of the season. He connected them with a sense of humor even. Muhammad bin Rabia, a child, he recalls, when I was 5, I remember Prophet taking water from a bucket with his mouth and jokingly, playfully sprinkled it on my face. So imagine how he playfully connected. There's not a single incident where a prophet ignored the child.
He set beautiful example in creating positive associations with children. Abdullah ibn Haris says, whenever the Prophet met me, he smiled. The Prophet never blamed me for not doing something he ordered me to do, says Anas bin Malik. The Prophet valued relations more than tasks.
Psychology tells us that we learn more when we are happy. We retain and recall more when we are having fun. And stress, in fact, which is in schools, uh, kills creativity. So it was the principal behavior of the Prophet, regardless of the mood and circumstances, which he exhibited always mercy and compassion for children. So the first thing is that we connect to the child as adult, as teacher, as parent. And the next very important thing is connecting the child to the creator, and there is a sequence in that. We should always start with the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relating to mercy and his ilm and his creation. So children are easily frightened. That's what psychology tells us. We should introduce creator as loving, merciful. We should have zikr time. We should narrate prophet stories, and also relate how Allah responds to dua. And in our dealings, we have to convey this, that all authority actually lies in God, so that they understand that even our parents and adults, they also look up to God. So asking him the things that Allah loves, see you helping your mother, Allah loves see you reading, this kind of stuff, so that actually it is our connection with the creator which defines then our connection with the creature. So it's very important. This is the first thing after we connect to the child.
Science and nature, our own bodies, plants and flowers, sun, moon, stars, everything around us, are the tools to inspire child about the wonders of creation. The details that science has revealed today make it way easier to do that. It was never so easier.
A confident personality obviously needs skills, and we have to develop their habits, discipline, time management, self management, and we have to be fair and consistent in doing that. Sometimes even we have to resort to a bit of holding things, punishments, and rewards are obviously very important. Do not try to correct instantly. Children have less attention span. For example, in Salat, sometimes they move, they giggle. So it's a big mistake that we often do, that we try to correct them instantly and reprimand them just after the prayer. That's not good. So praising them on a very small, tiny things is very important. They need these stimuli often and every time. And as they say, encouragement is a great motivator, and it creates self-esteem in the children. The process has to be gradual. We know from ourselves, if we have some habit, it takes time to cure it or to modify it. The principle is that we have to start asking child about the prayers when they are age 7, and we have to give them 3 years to get into this habit. This itself tells the principle, like how gradually and incrementally we have to bring about any behavioral change. In fact, this is the principle. So behavioral change takes time, so we have to be patient and persistent. So fast forwarding, that's not the option at all. That's something which we should simply rule out from our options. No fast forwarding.
Communication is an important factor. The basic principle is to talk to people according to their level of understanding. With children, we should talk to them appropriate to their age. We should allow them to express feelings, and we should listen to them with empathy.
That is extremely important. In active listening, we should turn to the other person, because more than 90% of communication is non-verbal, through lips, eyes, gestures, body language. As parents and teachers, adults, we must be active and empathic listeners. And this is actually about building bonds. And the best timing to build bonds, as some psychologists suggest, are early in the morning when the child goes to school, before going to school, when child comes back, at the dinner table, before going to bed. These are the timings when you should connect to the child, talk to the child, and speak very clearly, repeat for the listener's understanding, for the children's understanding. And questioning is very important. Instead of stating the answer, start with questions, give them analogies, explain them. So they should be, I mean, we should encourage them to question. This is not the age where they will simply take our things granted. They have more exposure. To be strong believers, they should be convinced about what they do. So we should explain them things at their age. We will talk about more training principles in the next session. Thank you.